and then they were married right there in that area
Well, I was
too.
going to ask you, did not something happen pretty important to him while
Well,
he
yeah,
was stationed over there?
he met my mom,
Okay.
and they were married, and I've got a, and he'll come to me what the name of the church was where, you know, and I've been to that church where they were married, but yeah, and then he came back and was on a troop train going to Washington to form up with his bomber group to go to the South Pacific, and someplace in North Dakota the train stopped, and that was the end of the war in the Pacific.
So he'd served in Europe, and
And then it was in troop
that's
transport.
over, and they're getting ready to go ship him out to the South Pacific.
And then VJ Day hit, and I can't remember where he out processed, but came home. Then my mother flew over about 3 or 4 months later.
Okay. So she'd stayed when he deported.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, he didn't know where he'd be.
Didn't know when they'd be
Yeah.
back together, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So yeah, my mother was she became a citizen, I think, 3 years later. You know, my mom took us to Great Britain when I was 4 or 5 years old
yeah.
to see, you know, her folks, and went across the Atlantic on just a sort of a old beat up steamer, USS Georgic.
Huh.
But anyway, yeah, my mother's from Great Britain, and she was a war bride.
War bride. Yeah.
Yeah, she was a nurse when my dad met her. So